What's up, guys? This is your boy Young Knowledge from Mike Kyle Creations. I'm gonna take a break from the electrical because I gotta do a lot for all the visuals that are more visual learners than verbiage learning. I want to make it more details and pictures and all that stuff, like draw it out and stuff so that you can get a good comprehension of the no spark. But I was like, what I can do for now, I was like, I could definitely get y'all going on understanding, because it's real straightforward with the brake system when bleeding your brakes with the Linhai here. So all of them are basically the same. I'm gonna break it down to you. So normally with the newer style Linhais, you're gonna have two brake calipers in the rear. Let me put my headlamp on so I can get into it and show you. But you're right, I need to smoke my hookah first and chill. So I got my wine, I got my hookah. All right. All right. I think I should start it from the top where the brake cylinder is at. And then I should go down towards like the wheels and all that stuff and start telling you where everything is wired from. So you just get it automatically. This is the basically the master brake cylinder, right? This is where you build up pressure to clamp down, send the hydraulic pressure through to squeeze your caliper, okay? So understanding that, okay, on the newer model quads, so just imagine for the front is left, right, calipers, and then for the rear it is left, right again for the rear. Hey Vic, how you doing, boy? You good? Oh my God, your eyes. All right, I gotta finish talking, okay? So just imagine there's all four brake calipers on there. That's on the newer ones. You would see. Just understand it. Let's say you're sitting on the quad. You're sitting directly on the quad. You're looking towards the front. You should have the hand brake up top here, okay? That one controls the two front brake calipers and the one to the left, right. No, sorry, I said that so wrong. The left rear, okay, is controlled by the hand brake, okay? Now on a Linhai, you have a foot brake. All right, calm down. You have a foot brake, okay? That foot brake that you have on the floor right there, that controls the rear right brake caliper, okay? That's for the newer Linhai quads. So you understand that the hand brake only controls 3 calipers. And the foot brake only controls the rear right when you're sitting on the quad, okay? I'm gonna show you physically. And then you gotta remember, this is how you could age Linhai, okay? Because the older models, they only have one disc brake there and one caliper. And that one rear caliper in the back is controlled by your foot, the foot brake, okay? And then the ones up front here on the front wheels is controlled by the hand brake. On the new one, that's when it bounces, it controls the front and the one on the left side to the rear, okay? So when you're bleeding your brakes and stuff, you got to remember that you got to do all 3, okay? That's important there. And if you're bleeding the one, because you got to pour, the fluid is .3, okay? The fluid is .3. .3 fluid. Vic, stop pissing my goddamn garage. You always do that. Do I always got to discipline you? Go lay down. Yeah. Puppy problems. I love that guy anyway. He gets on my nerves, but I love him so much. I love him still, no matter what. I don't care. Best dog I ever had. Smart as fuck. He's German Shepherd and Australian Shepherd. Too freaking smart for his own good. So, but yeah, damn it, I forgot where I was at. Going back to it, it's just those 3 points, the 3 points on the newer, this is how you could tell the age of the Linhai by just that. You know, this one here, on the older ones, it only controls the 2 front brake calipers, and in the rear is controlled by the foot pedal, okay? Because it only has 1 caliper in the back for the older Linhais. The 260s, the 300, it's stuff like that. A lot of the older ones are like 260s. I haven't really found older ones that are like 4-wheel drive and all that. I haven't seen it in the market, but majority of them are 2-wheel drive. So you bleed the brakes. I'm trusting that you know how to bleed the brake. If you don't know how to bleed the brakes, go find a video. It's the same goddamn way. They got plenty of videos out there. You don't need to know the make and model. Just the same process. It's the master brake cylinder. It squads, and then it do the process. Okay. You can watch a video on that. I don't think it's necessary to make it because they got too many good people that explain it so well out there in the world. So don't worry about that. What you want to do is, so when it comes to the foot brake pedal, this is where I left off last time. I just caught back in. The foot brake pedal is not, the fluid is not poured in from the top here, okay? There's another location where you have to top the fluid on if you want to bleed the foot brake pedal. It is not the same location as that, okay? Oh yeah. All right, it's burning nicely. I like it. We're good. We got a good vibe going right now. All right, let me get up, get my ass up, and start getting into the details, okay? Now, let's get a headlamp on. Do apologize with the shaking and all that. Let me set it down for now, and let's get serious on this, okay? Let's get some light going. You know, light is the most important thing. With no light, you can't see. If you can't see, you can't work. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna shine the light down here on this quad, okay? Let's grab the component that I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you it first and then we're gonna move, okay? It's gonna be an awkward position. I hope I catch it on camera, but you should be able to see it here, okay? Now, if you look down here, you see that reservoir right here, okay? Let me see if yep, it's right there. That is where you top off your foot brake pedal, which is this. This is what I'm talking about. This is the foot brake pedal right here, all right? That is where you top off the fluid to bleed that, okay? The cylinder for that here goes into right here. If you see right here, it's mounted up with 2 screws and you see a hose line going into it right there, okay? That is the master brake cylinder for that section there, and that's the master brake cylinder for this section there, okay? Normally, if you don't, gotta cut off this light. I use the flashlight, it makes life a little bit better. All right, so normally you won't see it here, okay? Where I showed you it was. Normally on the newer ones, you see it mounted right here, okay? It'll be mounted right in this section here. If it's old, it's probably cracked. It won't hold on with the screw. So you just use a zip tie and zip tie it to the side. It works perfectly fine, okay? So with that, you should be able to bleed your brakes and stuff from there, okay? So once you step on that, you top off the fluid there, you start stepping on it, getting the pressure build. If you have a friend with you, you know it always make it easier. See, this is an old school Linhai, all right? How you can tell, look, only one brake caliper right there. Only one. So that means, guaranteed, this is probably like 1987 this quad is from, okay? But it's in still great condition and everything. So, y'all already know the bleeding process. This is where you have your nipples, where you can start bleeding out your fluid and stuff from there, okay? And just go through that process, bleed that section. Remember, it's the same fluid, .3, okay? .4, the manufacturer information did not say .4. It say that it can't, you can't use it. You know, if you understand your shit, you know what you could get away with, but it required .3, okay? So I'm telling you .3. And all you do is take off these two screws right here. This is for if you're topping off fluid here for the brake cylinder up here. You take off these two screws. There's a rubber piece under there, just exactly like your car. Everything is still the same, still brake fluid and everything. You take off that, pour your fluid in, put the rubber back on, start bleeding your brakes, okay? With the pressure and all that stuff, and yeah, go through the cycle and everything, okay? Make sure that you squeeze it enough times till it starts getting hard. And then if you could wrap a rubber band around it, hold it right here, right? It will be nice, okay? Because then you could go back there yourself and loosen it up and see if any air bubbles come out of it, okay? So it's really easy. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take you outside, and then I'm gonna show you on the newer styles, okay? With the other quads. All right, here, come with me. Let's take you outside so that you can see this. All right, it's nighttime right now. All right, so this is a Linhai right here. This is a Linhai Mountaineer 300 four-wheel drive, okay? That's what this one is here, okay? That one there is a Linhai Bighorn. That one is a four-wheel drive, and it's a 400 cc's. This one is a 300 cc's. All right, what we're gonna do is go to the back and look at the axle. See? Look at that one. See? Two calipers on it. Okay? That's how it's designed. This side here will be for the foot brake. This side here, which is the left side, this is the right side rear. That's for the foot brake. This is the left side rear. That's for that you bleed that with the hand brake pedal. Okay? This were the newer ones. They changed it again. This one here has the axle going all the way through, and then it has its caliper right there. So it has separate axle, CV axles. That's the newer style. That's like a 2010 around there. So that's how that one is. Let me show you this unique. Let me see if I can get some light here. I'm gonna show you this unique style of Linhai. Okay. This is a Linhai Bayang. I think that's how I'm saying it correctly. So this Linhai here is the wiring of the electrical is exactly the same, okay? But it has a Honda scooter engine on it. Very interesting. But look, this is the older version, because why? If you look at the axle here, it only has one caliper, brake caliper on it. So you know this is like 80s or older. This one here is so old. This Linhai is so old. The Linhai Bayang. This one here don't even have a VIN number because it's so old. They didn't make VIN numbers for this yet. This is the other 260 here. Look at the axle. 2 axle. That means it's an early 2000 to 2000. Basically, it's from a 2000 and higher. Linhai. Okay. They both have calipers. Same design. Here's another one. Guess what? Same thing. That means the early 2000 too. All right. This one came from Oregon. This one came from California. But yeah, I have a good amount of Linhais and stuff. I have a good amount of Linhais here, and I have 2 Polarises. I'm learning Polarises. I don't know Polaris's design yet, but since I rebuilt the engine and messed with everything on the Linhais, I got a good comprehension of Linhais, okay? So I just want to go over the braking system with y'all so that you have a better understanding. It just makes it easier so that y'all can be able to do y'all work when it's time to work on your thing, okay? I want to encourage like watching other videos too, because there's so much good knowledge out there. Watch other videos. We got so many guys that will teach you how to bleed your brakes and stuff, or do a flush out of your old fluid and put new fluid in there. So watch those guys and then come back to me, and then I'll show you where things are. My whole thing is location. I want everybody to make sure they understand location of everything, so that like it's because I know with a lot of y'all get it already. Y'all understand how things work already. I don't need to go into all these details. Y'all been doing this for some time. This is just, I can't figure it out right now, and I don't feel like going to the manual right now and have to read the manual and go through that process. Cool. I got you, because I feel like that too. So that's why sometimes it's like, hey, let me just show you exactly where things are at. So with the Linhai, that's it. That's it when it comes to the brake system, brake fluid. This is just a side note, just an add-on. This is not dealing mainly with the brake-in system, but it does have an importance to it. When starting up your Linhai, this is a quick little hint. When starting up your Linhai, you have your little emergency brake switch right in there. Hold on, let me see if I can show it better. No. See, look inside there. See that little switch right here on the edge? You see the thing pressing? Remember, you gotta lock it down, okay? Or squeeze your brake pedal before you can crank over the engine, or it won't crank over. On the newer ones, you got a couple of on the newer ones, like the 300, the Linhai Mountaineer 300. That one there is triggered by your. You have to step on your foot brake pedal to activate that one. So you just got to remember that on your mind when you're doing all these things. You have to remember that one. So it's the switch, and then you hear your crank start up. Okay. So make sure you hit your emergency switch, and then you should be good to go. Yeah. You really should be good to go. Cut it out. But yeah, that's basically it. It's not as long as the last video I did, but it's cool. Just keep that in mind when it comes to your braking system. You should be all set. All right, yo, stay up. As my brother says, stay thirsty for knowledge. All right, peace.